Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Friday morning. Hope you all are wrapped up and getting warm today. And we got a big show lined up. Be giving away some seafood and got some really good things to share with y'all. So let's get started with the weather. High today, 57, low 41 here on the coast. Cooler inland. It's going to get down into the 30s. Our water temperature, I do not have it. They did not record it yesterday, so I guess we still have a thermometer out there, but we'll give it to you as soon as we get it. I'm not going to make up one, but it's still cool. It's not warming up yet. River readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown. We got it at a 12.2. And it's pretty high. And the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's at a 9. Both rivers have gotten up really high yesterday, and it's going to have some high water, be some little minor flooding in some areas, but it's not going to be too bad. So it's going to be I'm going to talk later about the fishing forecast, about what to do and all, but it's going to be a challenging weekend for some outdoorsmen. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today's the last Friday of February. We're looking at a good strong tide, low this morning at 743 and high tonight at 940. And a wind right now is not going to be too bad. It's going to be north-northeast at about 8. It's not going to be blowing too bad. It's going to pick it up tonight and tomorrow. So today, if you can just call your boss and tell them you're not feeling well, you got some kind of outdoor fever, you need to get outdoors, might be a good day to get out. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I want to finish up on what I ended up on yesterday and tell you a little bit about the Outdoor Ed program, because some of y'all have expressed interest in it, maybe sharing it with some of your school administrators and all. I just want to briefly tell you what's in it. I've gone over it before, it's been quite a while, but I want to just share, here's some things we did in class, and the kids loved it. It's just a good win-win situation for everybody. I just made a list last night. I had to sort of refresh myself on some of the things we did, and we just made this class up. We just and try to improve it every year, and it's a course curriculum in Florida now. We worked on compasses. We do orienteering and compasses, and in the old days I bought like 30 compasses we shared, and now kids now can get the compass on the phone, so you can set up different courses on the field. Of course, we did fly fishing. I'd put out hula hoops out there and try to get them to and they love that kind of stuff. Spin casting and bait casting. We did all kind of casting, and we did this out on the football field or around it. Also tracks, how to identify animal tracks and all. And of course, we had deer tracks and all that would stick in the ground, but I was able to order some forms of fox tracks and all that. And before school, I'd go out to different parts of the schoolyard and put them in the ground, and then I put a number at it, and they'd go around and identify the tracks. And now they can do that with social media. They look it up, oh, that's a fox track. So tracking, of course, the cast netting. They love cast netting and throwing a bait net, and a lot of kids learn how to do that. We did the boating safety course, and of course, and we talked about hunter safety. The boating safety was a big deal. We'd have I played pomp and circumstance, and they would come up there at graduation. I'd present them the card. It was just a fun thing. Of course, we did archery. They loved archery. Camping unit was a big unit. We'd set up, they'd bring their own tents. I put them in groups of 4 or 5, and they'd set up tents across around the outside of the football field, and actually act like they're camping for the weekend and what all. They'd tell them their meals and all, and of course, they'd bring some snacks and eat. All kind of things. And also we talked about backpacking and hiking the Appalachian Trail. We would study boating accidents. I kept a file of all the boating accidents in the last 20 years in the Florida Panhandle, and they would actually get on board and actually draw how the accident happened and tell the class how it happened, how could it be prevented. So boating accidents are a big deal. We also, of course, environmental issues. We just stayed on top of that. Talked about stormwater runoff and taking care of our bay system, and then we did projects. They had to make some kind of project with their hand. In fact, this right here is a project a kid made, and they made all kind of just so refreshing that all the things that would come in. It got to be a big deal. The projects were. We'd also we would let them plan an outdoor adventure. They got 1 week and money's no problem, but they could go to Alaska or or South Africa or wherever they wanted to go and do an outdoor adventure. A lot of them just wanted to go to Colorado or somewhere here in the States, but they understood about going outdoors or Costa Rica, what it would cost and how that would be. And we'd have guest speakers, FWC and different people. Stan Kirkland was always good about coming. Teach outdoor first aid if somebody gets hurt out, way back in the woods and all. Stop the bleeding, do this and do that. So all these things can be put into class. You can see how that's so good for young people, and they loved it. We'll do a Monday morning. We have a story stick. I had a stick made up, and we would share. They couldn't talk unless they're holding the story stick, and they would tell a story about what kind of activity in the outdoors they did for the past weekend. That first part of the school year, they didn't want to talk much about it, but then they would, oh yeah, I went over to State Park. Oh, you wouldn't believe the fish I caught. And they really would, and these are 18-year-old seniors who got excited about it. And we'd do service projects, we'd plant sea oats and you can plant trees and all that. So that encompasses the outdoor ed program, and that's why I'm so passionate and believe in it so much, because I've seen it work for 20 plus years with so many different kids and all. So I want to encourage you to get it in your school system. We've got 9 counties here in our viewing audience, and we're 1/3 of the way there. So anything I can do to help, I'll be glad to help and sit down and talk with them, whatever. So if you need anything, and don't let them tell you they can't do it, because I know they can. But like I say, you got to have a good teacher that loves the outdoors. Okay, now this is talking about cool things and all. This is on the Do-It-Yourself Deer Blind page. I got to reading this, and I want to read you the whole deal. Basically, this guy fell out of a tree stand about 15 years ago, and he became a quadriplegic. And he loved to hunt and all, but he goes on down here and talks about he's been living alone for about 14 years now, but his friends and neighbors built this ramp. And I'll read the last sentence. I've been able to hunt by myself without help for the last 3 years. So don't ever give up on something you truly love or believe in, because the good Lord above will surprise you from time to time. So what they did, they built him a ramp, and he can just go in there by himself. It's across the road from his house. Get in that blind right there and hunt, and he loves to do that. So again, be careful out there and make sure you wear a harness and all if you can. This popped up on my memory page 8 years ago. This was look at my grandkids. Man, they were little. They're all grown now, but anyway, that was a buck I got up there on the property. Tom Gurley sent some pictures, what we call a triple play. Took these Tuesday. I'll go through them pretty fast. We've got a lot of good ducks here this year. That's what we call the redhead. Okay, the redheads. You got the lesser scallops, or what I call the bluebills. Great pictures. They saw Tom, and Tom scared them, so they're swimming away. But isn't that some colorful ducks here? Yeah, I thought this was funny. The reporter's interviewing this deer. Reporter, how do you feel about the events of 2020 and 2021, the deer? Well, I'll be honest. I'm pretty excited about the current ammo shortage. Okay. And Steve Rogers sent this. This is a good story here, okay? Good morning, Coach. I pulled this picture off one of my game cameras a few days back. This is something that we rarely, if ever, see in the wild. Seeing this ensures we will have deer in the future. We enjoy your program. Keep up the good work. And please add your name to the pickle jar. Steve and Beth Rogers up in the Sandhills. Check this out. You have the nursing here. This is on a game camera this time of year. And you don't see this a lot, but and that yearling is getting on up there, and good picture, Steve, and that's what's going on here all times of year, basically. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We don't talk a lot about bow fishing, and I used to talk about a lot. I used to do a lot of it. And you remember in the early days we talked to, we shared different things and all, shooting carp and everything in different areas, and I love shooting gar. Well, it can be done, and a lot of people enjoy it. I won't say a lot of people, there's a group of people that enjoy it. Now here's a picture right here off the bridge. Check this out. This is on Panama City fishing page. This is Bubba Stebbins right here. And that was a good shot on the sheephead. The sheephead are really are very visible this time of year. The water's clear. I got the winter clear there, and a good shot and good bow. And that's something, if you get to talking about mixing archery and fishing together, that's right there. Another bridge shot is Jeff Harriman. biggest drum I've caught, and that's on the Lynn Haven Bridge, and he released it alive. Good job, Jeff, because they're not good to eat. And let's see if we got one more. This Bo Rollins, I'm not taking credit for this. I'm going to give credit to Bo Rollins down at Howard Creek. My buddy Bo said, marriage tip number 2, when your wife is mowing the lawn, that's not the best time to ask when dinner will be ready. Now, if you've been married long enough, that's a joke. If you haven't been married long, it won't be that much of a joke, but this is just, thank you, Bo, for sending that in. Last one, 2 things that will make your day better. This is so true. Turn off the news and go fishing, and we'll leave it with that. One of the things that I found, you've got to keep a good positive attitude in this turmoil and all we have in this day and time. You got to keep positive and keep hope and keep strong faith, and things are going to be okay. And just hopefully it'll be better soon. I know we feel good about our shots and all now. I wanted to let me see if I can get this up here, Jeff. We're going to do a duck report from Ducks Unlimited, and I'm going to start. Here it is. You know how we do this before. You go to Ducks, all you got to do is just type in duck migration map. And I found one up here in Tallahassee. See the blue dots? These are all the reports sent in by Ducks Unlimited. And this one right here is Tallahassee. So let me see what's cool is well, I can't, let me see. No lakes in Tallahassee are worth much right now. Can shoot a few, then it goes on down. This guy right here in Tallahassee, he Lake Almonia scarce a couple of birds. This guy duck hunted every day, and then Lake Lafayette. So anyway, this is over there. I don't get very many from our locally, but let's see. We have one down here in Moore Haven. They didn't have very many. Let's see. What's cool though, you can just catch what's happening. Let's see. Good luck, but they usually down here construction vehicles, and anyway, the whole idea of finding out what's going on. And here's one over here in Gulf Breeze. Let's see, Gulf Breeze. This was interesting. Limits in minutes every day. I have countless pictures of 6-man limits. It's the second week of the season, so that was in January 27th. So it's been really good over there in that area. Okay, that's enough. I just wanted, if you're really interested, duck season is winding down, and we don't have a lot of time left in it. Duck hunting is exciting, but Steve Shea and I were talking about it the other day when he was on. We were talking after the show. He and I are both in the same boat, if you excuse the pun. We're not duck hunting like we used to, and the reason is because it's a lot of work. And when you're younger, it's a lot more fun work, because what we did, you got up early, you got all those decoys, you got to get those out there, you get them all set up, you got to get the blind around the boat. And this is all before daylight. This is all during the dark, and then you're gonna get wet 9 out of 10 times, and then if you gotta get everything situated, and then when they come in, you only get to shoot like 2 ducks legally for boom boom, and that's just time up. So he and I both, but it's a lot of work setting out decoys. But now, if you have a passion for it, like those guys I went with a couple of weeks ago, if you have a passion for it, and another thing too, what they have to do in some of these areas, you've got to get there like 3 o'clock in the morning to sort of claim your spot, which is that's public hunting and all. And I get tickled. People get upset because you tell them you're duck hunting in West Bay or North Bay or Crooked Island Sound. And I got tickled because I was reading a diary of, like I said the other day, of George Mortimer West, and his Christmas dinner in 1891 was ducks that he shot in West Bay. So it's not a secret to duck hunt in West Bay or Crooked Island Sound or Apalachicola Bay up around different creeks and all. It's not a well-kept secret. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to do our drawing. I've got some more stuff. I'm just don't have time to get to it. We'll pick it up over Monday maybe. All right. We're going to do our drawing now. This is going to be Crawford Dock Seafood, and I'll make a confession. I had some more names to add, and I left them on the bar this morning when I left the house. So I apologize for that. We'll try to add the names Monday. So if you sent one last couple of days, it won't be here. Okay, but all of y'all in here. All right, now, here we go. This is going to be for Los Antojitos. Tressa Brown, Santa Rosa Beach. Tressa Brown, congratulations. These are watered up in here. All right, now the second Los Angeles is going to be Jan Vest from Parker. Two ladies that get to take their husbands or boyfriends out to lunch tonight. And the winner of the $20 gift certificate, all the way from Youngstown, Rayford Neighbors. And the last one, the Big Red Snapper, I swear, I think that tastes better in the wintertime. Y'all eat fish in the wintertime when it's fresh. It tastes good. And that winner's going to be Warren Waldrop. Okay, that's our 4 winners this morning. So congratulations. Keep sending your names in. We've got a lot of names in here, and we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff. Now, if you want the Los Angeles, send me an email with your address, and we'll mail them to you. All right, now we're going to come back now. We'll take a break and come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. I want to wish Jeff Peck a happy birthday tomorrow. He's sneaking up on us, so Jeff is working really hard, and we wouldn't have Panhandle Outdoors without him, so happy birthday, Jeff. And y'all send them cards and letters and those $200 gift certificates all the different places. Okay, let's move along. I was telling Jeff, this painting back here is just very special to us because Dennis Landingham did it, but I want to again go over all these creeks and rivers and feeder systems. I know we see them on Google Earth and all, but see them painted in there is just special because there are a lot more named here than on Google Earth. So that you could spend weeks over there and not be in the same place. All right, here's my famous Friday fishing forecast. I love doing this on the night before and sort of getting all the feedback and maybe talking to people. And I haven't talked to the pier lately, so I don't know what's going on at the pier. I do know this: it's going to be windy. I put a cross. I put boat and put a cross through it. Try not to get out. Do not get out in a boat in open waters, but do get in a boat in some creeks and areas. That's one of my top advice to you right now. I think the wind Saturday is going to be southeast at 13, Sunday southwest at 17, and then northwest at 12. Goodness gracious! So you've got to get out of the wind. So really concentrate on the creeks. And I talked about, and I've talked about these a lot, but I still want them. One of the good this weekend. 2 of the creeks that'd be good going to the right here, the Burnt Mill Creek and Crooked Creek. All right, 2 creeks right here. In West Bay. These are good creeks. Both of them got good boat ramps, and we've talked about the boat ramps before and showed you the boat ramps, but here's Crooked Creek, the boat ramp right here, and you can go down and see, you can go all the way down this creek and fish and all, and even, but then once you get out there, it's going to be rough if south wind, but then same one with Burnt Mill Creek. We've talked about them a lot. I also want to mention over in the Choctawhatchee Bay, the Black Creek area, all the feeder creeks in Choctawhatchee Bay, good creek fishing this weekend. It's going to be high if you got a lot of runoff from there, but if you get a chance, though, try to find some eddy water. Well, where to get back in there, it's going to be mud and all, but creek fishing is going to be good. Also wrote down Depot Creek. Y'all know where Depot Creek is. We're going to jump down here. Lake Wimico. Talk about Lake Wimico right here. There's Lake Wimico in the middle, and keep everything in the middle. That's Depot Creek right there in the middle, going sort of west to east. But you can go down, here's a boat ramp, you can go down, that creek is a good creek. It don't get a lot of storm runoff because there's so much wetland around it and it can absorb it. So then you get out here, of course, you don't want to get out in the lake this weekend, but Depot Creek's going to be good and get out of that wind. But creek fishing again, that's 4, I mentioned 4 creeks and all. Then I talk about the bridges, and I won't go over all the bridges. You can fish, you saw the one, that big drum over there in the Lynn Haven Bridge. You know the bridge there in East Point. Now, I was thinking about East Point last night. It's going to be good Sunday with a northwest wind right there. With a northwest wind will be shielding you. Saturday won't be that good because the wind's going to be coming up. So now keep in mind, this is the last weekend to fish for speckled trout here and keep them here in the northwest region. If you're on the other side now, the other side of well, remember the breaking line I gave? I'm going to show you the breaking line is actually right here at the boat ramp. Okay, right here. I've been told you can come in. I'm going to make sure though. You can come in the boat ramp here. Okay. You can come in the boat ramp and you can have speckled trout because that area right there is still a legal area. So you can catch speckled trout there. But technically, everything to the left of here is closed. Okay? All right, the other things I wanted to mention about, I also wanted to wade fishing. I want to show you I have not talked about wade fishing here because we've always talked about launching a kayak. A new place to go wade fishing, and you won't get in the way because there's a lot of room here, and it's not focusing good. But anyway, where the stump hole is, the kayak launch down here in St. Joe Bay. Okay, right here in the center of the screen, there's a kayak launch right there, folks. That is a good place to go wade fishing, especially with that south wind coming in, the southwest wind coming in this weekend. You can park there by the jetties and walk out there, have your waders on, and have you some live bait. I guarantee you will catch some speckled trout there. Now you're going to have it's going to be shallow, but when you first start walking out, but that's a good place. So I wrote that down as a good place to wade fish. The second place over here under the Oaks Park. And I've never mentioned this about going fishing here at under the Oaks Park. Right here in Callaway, right here in the center of the screen. Okay, that's public land right here. That's a park. You can actually almost drive. You can drive up to it and then wait out in this area right here when that north wind's coming in. It's going to be a great place to fish. Under the Oaks Park is an excellent place to wade fish here locally. So, a lot of people coming in and move in, want to know some, don't have a boat and all, want to know where to go. That's good. Anyway, and also parking down where Harriet Taylor and all that, where they rescued the young man in a kayak at Earl Gilbert Park. Wade fishing out from there is good any time of the year, and it's good grassy area. So that's some good places. And let's see, I think I covered everything. No boats. Don't get in open water. Don't get in open water with a boat and all this weekend. So we're gonna start wrapping things up. Next week we got a big week planned. Got all kinds of stuff coming on. We'll be giving away some more seafood. And by the way, if you have a business, want to give away something, we'll be glad to help you out and give stuff away on our show. Y'all have a great weekend. Do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.